What is up, my friends? It is Saturday and it is time for another Anfield Agenda news roundup. The main topic I'm going to be focusing on tonight is Darwin Nunez, and as the thumbnail describes, why I believe it is his time to shine. As always though, here at Anfield Agenda, we want to know your thoughts, so please feel free to let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and of course we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. So look, massive game tomorrow. As I record this today, Manchester United have picked up a win, Chelsea have picked up a win, so we need to make sure that going into tomorrow, before that massive game at the Emirates between Arsenal and Manchester City, that we try to go to the Amex and lay down a marker, put a statement down that we are real title challengers this season, and that we want to put the pressure back onto the shoulders of those Arsenal and City players before that evening kickoff. So, without any further ado, I'm going to get stuck into why I think it's Darwin's time to shine. But just a reminder, tomorrow we will of course be live here for the watch along from 1 p.m. for the game against Brighton. Very quickly then, about 25 past 4, we're going to jump across onto Top of the League, our new second channel, for the watch along of Arsenal versus Manchester City. If you would like to join us for that, scan the QR code in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, or you can also subscribe to Top of the League by clicking in to the description of this video and you will see a link there. So look, for me, I get a little bit frustrated when I see people going in on Darwin Nunez, and it's starting to get a little bit tiresome already, because our fans are the best in the world, but they can also be the most reactionary. And I know, coming from me, that's funny, right? Me calling other people reactionary. But for Darwin, we need to look at it as a project. Can I deny that he's missed some sitters? No. I don't want to deny it either. He has missed some sitters, but he doesn't need us to remind him of that. He knows that. I think the key clues here are with what Jurgen Klopp is saying. Remember last season, at the start of this season, he was going with Cody Gakpo because he was telling us that Darwin Nunez just wasn't ready yet, that he wasn't up to speed and he wasn't fully implementing everything that Jurgen wanted him to. Now we see a change in tact from Jurgen. Obviously the game against Newcastle would have given Darwin tremendous levels of belief, and I don't know why, but I just have a good feeling that we're about to see Darwin Nunez go into one of those bursts of scoring that we spoke about. Obviously the international break, as far as I'm concerned, is coming at the wrong time, but we do have a massive chance tomorrow. Themselves, Brighton, they're going to be looking for a bit of a return to form, because they were absolutely whooped by Aston Villa last week by 6-1. And they've been a bit of a bogey team of ours over the last 6 or 7 games. If you look back through the results, they're not great. So tomorrow, it's about putting right a few wrongs. We need to shake off what happened. And I want to talk about the PGMOL instance just for a second. I think it's time we bury that now. We hope that this has been a catalyst for change. And that's all I've ever wanted as a Liverpool fan looking at this situation. I know that lots of people are trying to still take cheap shots at Jurgen and Liverpool over this and that. The latest one now is apparently Liverpool were the ones that were asking for Darren England never to be officiating another Liverpool game this season, only for that absolutely didn't happen, but doesn't stop the media or certain opposition fans trying to twist the situation just to have a cheap dig at Liverpool. It was completely down to the PGMOL that they've decided not to have Darren England officiating a Liverpool game for the remainder of the season. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. I think it was a mistake. Like I've said all along, it was a monumental mistake, but all I've ever asked for here on the channel is that we get change. And it looks like the PGMOL are at least trying to change the protocols, the way they're implemented, and how the VAR process works. That's all we can ask for. So I think we can park that up now, but we need to go into this international break on the back of a victory, right? Because they can be 2 very long weeks if you don't get the result that you're hoping for. So Darwin Nunez tomorrow, he's going to have Mohamed Salah to his right, he's going to have Lucha to his left, and I think we'll probably have McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in behind him. That is a tasty front 6 for me. Well, front 5 with the defensive midfielder in behind as well. And I'm going to back Darwin to score tomorrow. Look, whatever your thoughts are on Darwin Nunez, whether you're somebody that hasn't made up your mind yet, whether you're somebody like me that's unapologetically defensive towards Darwin Nunez or for Darwin Nunez, or whether you're somebody that's the other end of the spectrum, just understand one thing. We have a special footballer on our hands. And one thing as fans that we often ask is that We want their players to just give everything on the pitch, to leave it all out there. And we often say, and I say this myself, if they do that, we'll forgive a lot of things. Well, it's time that we start to do that, because Darwin will leave it all on the pitch. He does every time he pulls on a Liverpool shirt. And I've been nothing but impressed with him this season. Look, he was unlucky. I think if he had gone out in the second half of the game against Union Saint-Gilloise, he probably would have scored. If you look at the game in its own context, yes, he did miss a very simple opportunity, but he showed instinct as well to follow in from Ryan Gravenberch's shot that was parried by the keeper. Darwin slotted it home. Yes, he was offside, but his instincts were there. So there's an age-old adage around forwards is that you can forgive them missing chances if they're doing the right things. If they continue to do the right things, those goals will come. And I'm going to make a very bold statement here. And I know I'm probably hanging myself out for criticism down the line, but I really don't care. I think when we look back in 3 or 4 years' time at the transfer fee that Liverpool paid for Darwin Nunez, even encompassing all of the add-ons, which I think will bring it up to about €100 million or about £88 million, something like that. I think we're going to be having a conversation much like we did with Virgil van Dijk when his fee was paid and he showed his return on that. I think we're going to be saying that was a bargain. It sounds pretty crazy now. Some people are laughing at this as they're watching it. But I'm going to say in 3 or 4 years' time, or 2 or 3 years' time, we'll have another conversation and we'll all be looking back and thinking, what was all the fuss about? How are we doubting Darwin Nunez? Why did we think that it wasn't going to work out? Jurgen Klopp's a great judge of character. And don't let any of the opposition fans' revisionism kid you on this one. Look back to the time before we signed Darwin. You can do it yourself with a little bit of research. Go into Newcastle fan pages, United fan pages, and many other Premier League clubs, and clubs around Europe as well. And they all wanted Darwin Nunez. And why was that? Because he is one of the hottest young talents in world football. His career's had a bit of a stop-start nature to it at times. He's had a couple of injuries, had to go off to Spain on loan, came back to Benfica, lit it up in his second season, came to Liverpool. And the narrative about him having a poor first season for me is nonsense. I think he put up similar numbers to Sadio Mane and Luis Suarez in their first seasons. But this is the important one. This is the difficult second season. And I think we're going to see the very best of Darwin Nunez. And I'm going to go as far as to say he scores 25 goals in all competitions this season. And if he does that, I think we are truly on the road to seeing the potential that we all hope is there to be unlocked. So I'm not going to sit here and brag about Darwin. I'm not going to sit here and say something he isn't. But all the raw ingredients are there. And if he can take all of those, put them together, the power, the running, the closing down, the arrow of a strike from distance particularly, the aerial ability, the fight, if he can put all those things together and get on the same wavelength as his teammates and time those runs, I really am just genuinely excited about what is in store for us. So look, I've had my say on Darwin and why I think he's going to prove the doubters wrong. I want you guys to let us know your thoughts in the comment section as well, and any other thoughts, of course, you have around the PGMO situation or the situation with Liverpool this weekend. In my opinion, this is the biggest Sunday in the Premier League so far. Liverpool and Brighton both with points to prove, and then, of course, over to top of the league for Arsenal versus Manchester City. We hope to see you for both of them. We'll be here on Anfield Agenda from 1 p.m, and then we'll be over on top of the league from about 4:25. Over to you, my friends. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you tomorrow for the game. Much love. Bye-bye.